Welcome to Nova Frequency. Today we begin an epic journey into one of the most powerful forces shaping your reality, your shadow. Not just the part of you that hides, but the frequency it emits, the energy it carries, and how it magnetizes experiences that seem to confirm your worst fears. Have you ever noticed this? You fear abandonment, and people keep leaving. You fear rejection, and you keep getting ghosted. You fear failure, and your plans keep unraveling. Why does this happen? Because fear isn't just an emotion, it's an energetic code, a broadcast signal, and what you resist persists. In this episode, we'll explore the metaphysics of the shadow, Jungian psychology, energy loops, and how to alchemize fear into clarity and power. Let's begin. Fear is not your enemy, it's your messenger. Fear exists in the lower vibrational spectrum, but it's not bad. It simply points to something unhealed, something you don't yet trust. Every fear says, this is where your light hasn't reached yet. What we fear often reveals what we value most. Fear of being unseen, desire to be recognized, fear of loss, desire for love, fear of failure, desire to express your full potential. When we repress fear, we don't eliminate it. We store it. In the body, in the energy field. And that stored frequency starts magnetizing reality. We don't attract what we want. We attract what we are. And if what you are includes unprocessed fear, it will show up. Carl Jung is a Swiss psychologist and mystic thinker. He believed that the psyche is made of multiple layers. This phenomena is the unconscious part of your personality that contains everything you've repressed, denied, or disowned over time. It's made of traits, emotions, desires, and instincts you, or society, have labeled as unacceptable, wrong, or too much. Carl Jung called it the shadow self. It's not evil, it's simply what you've disowned. The anger you weren't allowed to express. The dreams you were told were unrealistic, the desires you were shamed for. The shadow isn't hiding because it's wrong, it's hiding because it was unloved. Jung said, until you make the unconscious conscious, it will direct your life and you will call it fate. This is the core of shadow frequency. The patterns we deny become the reality we live. Think of your emotions like radio frequencies. Each feeling sends out a wave, a vibration, that interacts with the unified field. When fear is strong, it acts like a magnet, pulling toward you the very things you're trying to avoid, amplifying scenarios that prove your fear was right, reinforcing your story of limitation. But here's the twist. It's not punishment, it's feedback. The universe doesn't punish you for fear, it simply reflects it, until it's transformed. Many of the fears we carry aren't based on logic, they're emotional echoes from the past. You might not be afraid of what's happening now, you're afraid of it happening again. A heartbreak that shattered your trust. A betrayal that made you question your worth. A failure that made you feel incapable. These moments create energetic imprints, like ripples in your emotional body, and unless they're fully processed, they become internalized loops. You might say, I'm afraid to launch this project. But beneath that, last time I tried, I was criticized and I still carry that wound. I'm afraid to love again. But really? I'm still holding pain from the last time my heart broke. These echoes hijack your nervous system. They make future possibilities feel like past pain, even when they're not. Your energy doesn't distinguish between memory and now, unless you consciously rewire it. When left unresolved, these become loops. A fear thought arises. It creates a feeling. That feeling shifts your energy. That energy attracts confirming circumstances, and the cycle continues. This is what makes fear so sticky. You're not just afraid of the future, you're reliving the past. Breaking the loop requires awareness, and a decision to feel fully what you once couldn't. Nowhere does shadow frequency show up more clearly than in relationships. You fear abandonment, so you attract emotionally unavailable people. You fear being too much, so you shrink yourself to be loved. Relationships are mirrors. They reflect your wounds as well as your light. But this is the gift. Every painful relationship is a message from your unconscious self, saying, "Look here, there's something you're ready to heal." Money is pure energy. It flows where it's invited, and hides where it's feared. Money isn't just paper or digital numbers. It represents value, exchange, and flow. Like any form of energy, money responds to frequency, beliefs, emotions, intentions, and environments. It flows where it's invited. When you hold a mindset of abundance, receptivity, and gratitude, you signal to the universe, "I am open to receiving." This creates emotional and energetic alignment that attracts opportunities, clients, ideas, and yes, actual money. Examples. A calm, focused creator receives more support than someone frantic or desperate. When you take aligned action and trust the process, abundance tends to show up in surprising ways. It hides where it's feared. If you fear money, losing it, not having enough, not deserving it, you unconsciously push it away. Fear contracts your energy, it creates resistance, and money, like energy, avoids resistance. Examples. Saying "I'm broke" repeatedly becomes a spell, reinforcing scarcity. Believing money corrupts people creates an inner conflict. Why would you let yourself have something you think is harmful? Belief rewiring. Tip: ask yourself, if money were a person, would it feel safe coming to me? If not, where do you hold resistance? What stories do you tell about money? That's the shadow to integrate. If your shadow contains beliefs like, "I don't deserve abundance," "rich people are bad," "I'll never be stable," then your frequency blocks the flow. Fear of lack is attraction of lack. Shadow frequency in money creates feast or famine cycles. Until you become a safe place for abundance, it will keep its distance. Avoidance is a silent frequency. It says, "I can't handle this." The universe responds, "Okay, you won't." What we avoid controls us. It builds energy in the field. It starts to run our lives from the background. When you avoid something, a fear, a truth, a memory, or a part of yourself, you don't delete it. You store it. Energetically, emotionally, somatically. And anything stored but unprocessed starts to build emotional pressure, accumulate energetic weight, influence your thoughts, behaviors, and reactions without your awareness. This is what Jung meant when he said the unconscious directs your life and you will call it fate. The brain avoids discomfort, but at a cost. Avoidance creates short-term relief, but long-term control. You may avoid conflict, but then constantly feel walked over. Grief, but then numb joy. Truth, but then attract situations that force it up. Eventually, the energy becomes too dense to stay hidden, and manifests as anxiety, fatigue, relationship patterns, or sabotaging decisions. It builds energy in the field. Your energy field, or aura, is an extension of your consciousness. What you avoid doesn't leave your field. It lingers, vibrates, and attracts reflections until it's acknowledged. Avoided energy becomes like an app running silently in the background, draining you and altering how reality responds to you. What you don't face runs you, until you turn toward what you're avoiding. It chooses your reactions, it shapes your fears, it becomes the filter between you and clarity. Facing it is how you reclaim your power. But when you turn toward it, feel it, breathe with it, sit with it, the frequency shifts. Feeling is transmutation. Fear that is felt fully dissolves. Fear isn't trying to stop you, it's trying to prepare you. What if every fear was actually a doorway? Fear of being seen, =, gateway to self-expression. Fear of being alone, =, gateway to self-love. Fear of change, =, gateway to rebirth. Your shadow contains your superpowers, because the thing you resist most often hides the thing you're here to master. Name it. Get clear about what exactly you fear. Feel it. Let it move through the body. No story, just sensation. Witness it. Without judgment, without fixing, dialogue with it. Ask, what are you protecting me from? Rewrite it. Create a new belief and repeat it into your field daily. This is energetic alchemy. Shadow work is spiritual refinement. Think to yourself, what fear keeps looping in my life? What is it trying to teach me? What would courage look like today? How can I honor my shadow instead of suppressing it? Integration is more important than insight. You are not broken. You are remembering. Fear is not the enemy. It's the doorway. Your shadow is not shameful. It's sacred. This has been Nova Frequency. Until next time, walk boldly into your shadow and you will find your light. Stay in the signal. Like, comment, and subscribe for more transmissions. Let's rise together.